Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Green Room podcast. I'm Matthew Brune, and joining me is Colin Mitchell. Colin, we're both decked out in our North Texas gear.
I didn't wear that shirt. I should have. Dang it.
No, it's good. We've matched enough in our lives.
We have?
Because, yeah, I think yes, we definitely have. We definitely wore the same shirt. I have a picture of us, like sophomore or junior year, where we're both wearing the same shirt at Slash.
I don't remember that.
You don't
remember
okay.
it? Okay. No.
I'll show it. I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you afterwards. But we are on here not to talk about football or the upcoming football season because that's going to come either way. And I don't really want this podcast to become a formal, podcast in a sense. I want it to be kind of just fun, like reaction to a sense. And there was nothing more fun than watching the Bleed Green team compete in the TBT tournament this weekend, really, because it starts on Thursday, then Friday, and then Sunday. I talked to JJ and DJ beforehand. I was like, they get a 7 seed. It's a brand new team. They bring in these guys. Then there was some uncertainty about the roster, going into it. It's like, who is actually playing? It's like, is Ryan playing? And then Ryan's out. Is Murphy Holloway playing? Murphy Holloway is out. Is Duffy playing? Duffy didn't play. So we're like, okay, what's going to happen here? If nothing else, we both, or at least I'll speak for myself. I didn't think they were beating Eberlin Drive.
No, I thought they were going to lose by like 30.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
And they were down 10 basically the entire game, right? They're down 9 after the first quarter, 10 and then 8 pretty much or something like that. And then they go in the fourth and have this, just incredible run to win the game. So the Eberlin Drive game's like, okay, this team is fun. This is a good team, but can they sustain it? Then they play the Kansas State team, purple and what was it? Purple and black. Purple and black. Yeah. So it had Dream Dowling over there tearing his hair out. He didn't know who to cheer for. He's tweeting Email and he's tweeting GMG at the same time. I don't know how. And North Texas just completely puts it on him. Bleed Green, I should say, because at this point there's only four: Shannon Shorter, Thomas, Mike, and Zach.
Oh, Shannon Shorter went to North Texas?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
that makes me feel better.
There you go. So anyways, you have the Bleed Green team just beat the brakes off Black and Gold. So we're like, all right, this team might win the damn thing at this point. Like, these guards are just incredible.
Honestly.
And then you go into the third game, Aftershocks game. You get off to a slow start. Aftershocks just comes out like pressuring them the whole time. It's like, I don't know if they can do this, but they just did it again, man. They hung around and should have won the game, in my opinion. I won't get into it too much, but that, obviously the foul on the 3-point shot at the end was just really tough. So, you can't survive that when you're, facing a team that good. But man, what a run that was. What are your thoughts?
Listen, man, I was thinking last night, I was like, how important is this game to me in terms of like watching other games in the past? Like, because I was invested. I was like sitting there and I was like, all right, let's do it. Like, I think it beats any normal conference game that I'm watching. I was trying, what I was getting to was a tournament game. I was like, let's see, does this beat any tournament game that I've watched? And I couldn't get that far, obviously. But I will say I was way more invested in it than I was in any football bowl game, except for the first one. Because they showed life. I thought they were going to get absolutely destroyed, or if they won, it was going to be like a one-off. But then they came. It's weird because, like you said, only 4 guys went to North Texas. It looked like a Grant coach team. I mean, obviously, their coaches on staff, but like it looked like they all had been there and played that way, where they just never give up. And I felt like that was, the whole thing. They just never gave up. I mean, you were significantly shorter than everybody else. You have Jordan Stevens, who's just an absolute god out there, just shot after shot after shot after shot. I'm like, I texted Brune last night and I'm like, oh no, they're done. And then Jordan Stevens come down, boom. You see him, see the aftershocks hit a 3. And I'm like, oh, dang, that's the dagger. Jordan Stevens comes down. It's like runs around the whole perimeter, finally sizes this dude up, boom, another three, and I'm just like, oh my god, what is
No,
happening?
dude, the moment where I don't remember what the score was exactly. They had cut it because they cut it from 10 down to 6, down to like 3. They kept cutting in the fourth. And then I think it was Jefferson hits that like falling down 3, like where he's drifting to the right and like
Yeah.
literally falls down as he shoots it and makes it. I'm like, oh my god. And then Stevens gets the ball in the next possession and literally just dribbles straight to the left corner and turns and pulls.
Yeah, just pulls. And he was like, but was that the shot where he was like basically behind the backboard?
It was,
Almost.
yeah, yes. He just dribbles straight to the corner, turns and pulls, and you're just like, what is happening? Like, I understand for all the reasons that you said. Like, I had this thought in my head, like, is this team? Does this team embody North Texas? And from a toughness standpoint, 100%. Like,
Yeah.
not for nothing, I think their defense was underrated in a lot of this tournament. Like, their defense was incredible. You look at Aberlin Drive; they shut down K-State. They, hang in there with the aftershocks to give themselves a chance. The defense was incredible, and then so you take all that into account. But then you just look at the shot selection and the way that they're getting these shots,
It's
and you just think,
crazy.
and the pace of right. North Texas is the slowest team in the country. The pace of which they're playing was just infectious. It was so intoxicating to
Crazy.
watch. And so from that
Crazy.
perspective, as much as I love North Texas and everything they've done the past 3 or 4 years, this was not a North Texas team from that perspective.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely not. I mean, you just dribble, pull up three. I mean, it was I mean, so many shots were just like that shouldn't go in. Like it was the most unsustainable form of basketball I've ever seen, yet it worked for 3 games straight.
Well, that's the thing is that in this tournament, and I've watched TBT on and off for, since it became a thing. I've watched a good
Yeah.
amount. You have to have this is what the difference between college players and pros, right? Like these guys are pros. Shannon Shorter, pro. Brandon Jefferson, pro. Jordan Stevens, pro. Like, and I'm not saying that nobody else on the roster was, because I think they all had their moments, but like that's the difference, right? You're not in college. How often do you see players like of these 3 calibers, right? Maybe like
It's true.
even like Jelly Walker and Tyler Perry. Like while we think they're really, really good, look at how these dudes are built. Like there's a difference when you're 30 years old and you've done this for 8 more years than these other guys. Like that's the craziest thing to me. And so when I was thinking about it also last night was, what if Ryan was on this team, or what if Javion was on this team? I feel like it would have been a weird combination because they're not like this exactly, right? Like they're not guys who are gonna kill you from deep, in the
I was
spacing.
gonna say, well, let me tell you right now, they're not shooting. They're not shooting from 3. So
yeah, so that's where I was like, it kind of just worked out perfectly. It kind of, I mean, they ended up having what 9 players, I think 9 players on the team. No, 8. Well, 9. Yeah, no 9 because Siggers played a bit. So you had 9 guys on the team, which is plenty, and they're just all pros. I mean, Ron Jackson, I thought was fine. Jason Siggers had his moments. Wendell Mitchell had his moments. And then you get to the actual North Texas guys. Shannon Shorter obviously was the reason they beat Eberlin Drive.
yeah,
And you kind of then you go to the 3 recent North Texas guys, and it's Mike Miller, Zach Simmons, and Thomas. And while I don't think any of them were like game changing, like great players in this tournament. They all just did their job.
honestly, I thought
Like,
Zach looked a lot better. Like I feel like a lot of his issues defensively looked a lot better to me.
he did. Whenever they had a true 5, he could guard.
Oh
That's
yeah,
where
I mean, obviously when they were running, it was tough. But like, I
when
just
they
mean in the
played
sense that, sorry,
when they played Eberlin Drive, and he had to guard like Omari Spellman or the other
yeah,
big dude who could shoot. They just put Thomas at the 5, and they said, "All right, we're just gonna play small." But yeah, I think Zach was huge because when they took him off for the last possession, and I think Shaw coached a great tournament. I thought Shaw did a great job. Somehow he did better than what I would have done. I don't know how that happened. I thought I was the right man for the job. But regardless, the one qualm is that I don't think you take Zach out for that last defense possession, because at that point you have 2 timeouts. You can go defense for offense. Like
yeah.
you can just put your 5 best defenders on the court, play big because a 2 beats you, and live with 3. And I think at that point you just have to have Zach, Thomas, Hell, throw Ron Jackson out there. Just put all of your big dudes, like defenders, out there, and then call timeout when you get the rebound. Like that was the only thing was when they pulled Thomas at the 5 line. I was like, they're just gonna attack him, and they did. So, but overall, incredibly fun tournament. I mean, I don't know. They probably talked about on the broadcast at some point, but I don't know where Brendan Jefferson and Jordan Stevens went to school, but they are now honorary Mean Green alums. So
yeah, I was
shout out to those guys.
I was like, get this guy a 10-day, dude. At least just get him. Listen, this dude deserves it at this point. He played for Metro State.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But he's from Flower Mound, so yeah, it works out.
Okay. Well, that's what it was. Is the whole thing was that JJ and DJ were talking about we contacted everybody in the DFW area. So I figured all these guys are DFW. Now the question is, moving forward, are they going to keep the same team? Do these guys want to come back?
I was surprised that they said they want to continue it. I thought it was going to be like a one season thing.
But success is intoxicating.
I mean,
but you get those wins, and then think about it. Next year, who knows where?
Let's
James
build.
Reese is.
So, say you weren't allowed to not have alumni. Let's build a starting 5 of all-time North Texas players that we know of.
Tony. Okay. Is Shorter on there? I think you have to have Shorter from a shooting perspective.
Probably, even though I hate his shot, but hey,
James Reese.
James Reese. Sure. Okay, we'll do James Reese. We'll do. Gotta have Tony Mitchell in there.
I was about to say Tony Mitchell.
Gotta have my boy Tony Mitchell in there.
How old is Tony Mitchell at this point?
I think he's like 28.
He's 30.
He's 30?
Yeah, he can still hoop.
Yeah, I mean he plays in like Venezuela though. So
okay. Well, all right. So Mitchell, Siggers. The real question is point guard.
Oh, he doesn't play anymore.
Well, we'll see. We'll give him a tryout.
Yeah. He played in Puerto Rico in 2021, but that's all I know.
Okay. We'll give him a tryout. We'll see.
Yeah.
You know what I thought about the other day? I was like, where's J Mike? Where's J Michael Reese?
I thought yesterday.
Where's the Michael Brown?
I was like, dang, this team's really short. You know who'd be a really great addition? Ricky Bryce Jr.
I thought about that too. I was like, damn, bro, just plant Ricky Bryce in the middle.
And then I was like, how many rebounds is this dude actually getting?
Oh my God, dude.
All right. So we got Tony Mitchell's your 5, obviously. Okay. He can block, he can block.
He's only 6'8", but okay.
He's your 5.
Okay.
Unless we're gonna put Zach. Are we putting Zach in?
I just think you have to, I guess, at this point.
All right, we'll go.
I can only go back to the Benford days. I can't go any farther. I can't go to like 2011, 2012. All
right, well,
but also we have to think about players that are in their prime that could play still at this moment. So it has to be Zach.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
Like Rose, for instance, we're not putting 2016.
That's
Rose
true. That's a good point. Okay, so Zach at the 5, Tony Mitchell at the 4, the 3s. Who's the 3?
I'm sticking with Reese.
Does Thomas fit in the starting 5?
Not at the 3. If we put Mitchell at the 4, no, Thomas can come off the bench.
All right.
Yeah, Thomas is a great bench player. We saw that in 2019.
Oh, well, we're just doing starting 5. That's why I asked. Oh,
forgot about Dang.
Honestly, why wasn't he on the team? Dang,
that's a great question.
That could have been an addition. That would have been a serious addition.
Dang would have been because then you get that rotation with those 3, just like in 2019, where you're like, it's Dang, it's Zach, it's Thomas, it's Dang, Zach, Thomas, and you just rotate them.
All right, now okay, so we got the front court. The assortment of players.
I'm still starting Shannon Short at the 2.
Yeah, I think you have to. You need to have who's your 1.
That's the question.
Now, let's not get it twisted. Javion, in an ideal world, would always be the 1 because
in ideal
he's
world.
Great. But as we
scenario,
said, you need perimeter shooting.
Who are you thinking of?
The only person I could think of off the top of my head would be like Jordan Williams.
I thought you were gonna say Tyler Perry.
That's crazy. Imagine.
calling Drez up?
Honestly, Tyler Perry and Jordan Stevens play the same way. They just kind of get up there and shoot that thing.
Tyler Perry and Shannon Shorter backcourt might replicate what we just saw in like some games. That would be crazy.
Let's see. Is Jordan Williams still play?
Drez.
He's got to still play. Drez.
Now we're filling out the bench. We're filling out the bench at this point.
We're filling out the bench. Okay.
Thomas, Dang. So nobody from those that awful Tony Benford team in 2016.
I love how you said no one from that awful Tony Benford team. No, nobody. Who are you gonna put? I mean Ryan, if you want Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan. Ryan will make it. Okay. So we're gonna put Ryan at point.
Honestly, if you have an athletic dude like Tony Mitchell, if he's still athletic, he can get up.
I'm going Ryan point, Shannon Shorter 2, James Reese 3, Tony Mitchell 4, Zach Simmons 5. Assuming Tony Mitchell can still play.
Ooh, we have a guy.
Thomas Bell off the bench. Listen to this bench. Thomas, Tyler, Drez, Dang, all off the bench.
Do you know who Chris Jones is?
No.
Well, apparently he plays for Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Oh, God.
And he was born in 93. So, he left Chris the year Jones. I got there. Listen, we got to throw that man in there. What is he?
All right, Chris Jones.
Point guard. Big. Look at that. That guy's got to be better.
Add Javion. Dude, listen, the bench that I just said is yeah.
Oh, and this guy shoots 40% from 3. Yeah. Okay. Chris Jones is your
add him. Look, this is the bench. Him, Javion, Tyler, Thomas, Dang, Drez. That's the bench.
What about, here's a person we can
and Mike. Don't forget Mike.
Oh yeah, Mike. Mike I thought played well actually.
Mike I thought was fine.
Here's one more Tony Benford edition.
Okay.
Jeremy Combs.
Does he still play?
He plays in Israel. He plays in Israel.
Frazier.
One game.
All right, Keith Frazier, Jeremy Combs as reserves. I like that.
Let's see. What do you think? What do you think Jeremy Combs averages at Hapal? I can't pronounce that. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it. He plays in Israel, yeah. I don't know. He got awarded the SBL Center of the Year.
Oh God,
Swedish basketball league.
Is he starting? Is he starting for us now?
He's only like 6'7", so I'm not really sure. Yeah, he is only 6'7".
All right, add Jeremy Combs to the list. That gives us 12 players.
LSU great, honestly.
Yeah, LSU great. Went with Johnny Jones over there.
Wow. Amazing. What a team. You know, that team wins the whole thing. If you can get all those, the collection of the best players, who would have thought?
I'm sorry, I said Johnny Jones. He went with Benford over there. Duh. When Benford went to be an assistant. That's a good 12. That's a really good 12.
It's a good 12. Now who plays, who knows? But listen, man, that's a pretty good 12.
If Grant or Frost is coaching them or someone, they're gonna win. I'm not worried.
This is devolving, but
it has devolved. That's all right. We're pretty much done with it, anyways.
What else? I have one more question.
Okay, go ahead.
After watching this, and if they're gonna keep the team going, how long until an NBA player is created in North Texas?
That's tough.
Because obviously, you know, you see a lot of washed NBA players in
this.
The
Kenneth
TBT.
Lofton. Oh wait. Are you asking how long before they get NBA players onto TBT, onto their Bleed Green team? Or are you asking
like how long until, like I was thinking, like how long until you get a North Texas alum that is an NBA player? Because obviously, like, you know, Wichita State, like they have guys, but none of them played, obviously. But you know what I mean in the sense where it's like, oh, you know, what if you had the point guard that used to play for the Warriors or something like that, where it's like, you know, so I'm thinking just because it's like you got Wichita State in there, you have Kansas State in there, all those guys have like a plethora of alumni.
Well, that's the thing. North Texas is just starting to build that alumni.
Well, I know, but it's a product of what happens.
So you're asking an NBA point guard from North Texas,
not point guard, just player.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. An NBA player from North Texas that comes back.
How long do you think it takes for it to finally happen?
for North Texas to get a player in the NBA.
Yeah, just drafted. Doesn't have to play.
Drafted, that's completely different.
I mean,
Do you
Tony
consider Kenneth Lofton an NBA player? If you say no, then
let's
that's going to
reframe
be
this.
tough.
Let's reframe this. Let's reframe this.
Okay.
Do we consider Tony Mitchell an NBA player?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's the lower benchmark.
Well, drafted, North Texas to have a guy drafted. That's a lot. Like, I mean, we do draft.
Well, I just mean like, all right, let's do this. Play on the summer league team.
Okay. Well, I don't know why Javion and or Ryan wasn't able to, or even Reese wasn't able to get on.
Well,
the summer
Ryan
league
was actually on the OKC G League team. Okay,
he was on the G League team, but he wasn't on the summer league team. But
I feel like the G League's a step up from the summer league team.
NBA wise, I think it's gonna be a long time. That's tough.
I just want one guy. I want a guy I can root for. You know?
Yeah. Well, one day. This was our Super Bowl. This was our NBA Finals with North Texas people in it. Got to see Mike.
This beats the damn tournament win.
This is great. But all right. I think that's all we got, right, Colin? We good?
Yeah. I'm gonna rep this the rest of the day.
Yeah, me too.
You know?
Me too. Man, they should have won that game, dude.
I was pretty upset.
Should have actually won that game. Like if that, and I know it meant something, but like if it was like actually like an actual thing, I'd come on here and I'd have been like, damn, how do you lose that game? But it's the TBT. However, Coach Shaw did say at some point, and I quote, "We're effing up the money." Did you hear that on the broadcast?
No.
When they mic'd him up, they went to the huddle during a break, and they have him mic'd up, obviously, and he just goes, "This is when they're down by like 8 or 6." He's like, "We're effing up the money. We're effing up the money." And I was like, all right, man, this man knows. And then they come back, and I was like, all right, this man he's got it.
He's built different.
He's got to figure it out. So, all right, that's it. We'll end it there. Appreciate y'all for joining us. I promise we'll talk football at some point. We
just had the Seth interview. Go watch that.
You know, we did just have the Seth interview. You're right. Yeah, that's gonna serve as our preview. We're not previewing anything else this season. We're gonna be like, just go watch the Seth interview. That's it.
Honestly,
go do that. But all right, that's all we got for y'all today. We hope y'all enjoyed it, and we'll talk to y'all later.